Hi everybody, I'm Terry and welcome to Info to Know. Well, so far it looks like Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are the two Democrats that are going to be the new administration if they are voted in by the people. Hopefully that won't happen. But through a series of moves, it could happen that Kamala Harris would not be the president and Tim Walz could end up being president, and another person who has been campaigning for the past few years could end up to be the vice president, and this would be the team from hell. Who am I talking about? Governor J.B. Pritzker, the tyrannical Hitler, Illinois billionaire leftist governor. Because he said that if Biden were to drop out for any reason, and Kamala Harris, who I do feel is sinking faster than a ship carrying lead, were not able to step up to the plate, that he would run to keep Trump out of the office from ruining our country, from destroying our country. Is the one that the Democrats have been asking to run since 2020. They wanted him to run for that election and they wanted him to run for this election. And in the last few years, he has been campaigning across the nation for the presidency, unbeknownst to most people. That's why he's going around the country talking about the border and abortion rights, which is huge for him. Kill your babies and let every foreign person in that we don't know to commit every crime that we don't want. It's him and Biden and Obama that are the reason that we have these poor victims of rape and murder and all these other crimes that are going on that aren't even being reported, and they are happening. Anyways, he said he would run in that. He has the money to fund his own campaign. As a matter of fact, he was the one that pushed the hardest to get the Democratic National Convention to come to Chicago. He said that if Chicago couldn't fit the bill, that he would. And Biden actually said multiple times that it was Pritzker that got him into the White House. So if Pritzker can get Biden into the White House, he can get himself into the White House. I mean, and he's got people in particular places that can help him with these moves. And because he has so much money, he can and does buy anybody and anything he wants. Matter of fact, back in 2015, the press found out that he had 5 toilets ripped out of a mansion that he didn't want to pay full taxes for, and he defrauded Cook County of over $330,000. But he was able to get them to hold that story off until he got elected. And then in 2022, he paid 2 of the Illinois Supreme Court judges $1 million each. And don't you know that when the assault weapons ban case came up, he won that case. He should have never won that case. And he should have never been able to get away with some of the other things that he's put through as well, including changing the geographical congressional map to keep the Democrats strongholding Illinois. That's exactly what has happened. There are no Republicans in the Senate seats here. We have big problems here. Anyways, we're going to go into some of the things about Pritzker so that you can see what this country would look like under his presidency. And think about it. President Pritzker kind of rolls off your tongue, doesn't it? Well, a couple more tidbits on that. Last year in 2023, Biden appointed M.K. Pritzker, Pritzker's wife, to be on the Committee for the Preservation of the White House. Also in 2023, Biden appointed Pritzker's sister Jennifer Pritzker to head up the Ukraine Economic Recovery Team. Hell with the United States economy, but we got to take care of Ukraine. There's a reason for that, though, and it has nothing to do with what they've been telling you. Anyways, those are people that they've already got in place in the White House. So we've got Pritzkers here, Pritzkers there, Pritzkers popping up at the White House everywhere, like weeds. So he could just slide right in for this little family portrait because it's kind of already laying itself out. It could happen. And again, he's got the money and the people to already make this happen. And this would be a sad day for this country. You think it's bad now? This is nothing compared to what it would be under Mr. Hitler. And he is the tyrannical Hitler dictator that they keep accusing Trump of being. No, this jerk, he caused so many problems from the COVID scam, as I will call it, and I do believe that's what it was. We had the longest and toughest restrictions and lockdowns of any other state, except for him and his family, who abided by none of them. Nope, they went to their horse farm in Florida and in Wisconsin to take care of their animals. Do these two look like they've ever done a day's work? No. Do they look like they went to take care of horses? No. Do they look like they eat like horses? Yes. That's what they look like. This jerk also, he is such a freaking hypocrite on top of that, because during COVID also he had a party for over 100 of his constituents while every restaurant in this country, in this state, was shut down and going out of business and thousands were losing their jobs. He had the audacity to have a restaurant open for him and his constituents. No social distancing, no masks, but nothing but close dancing, drinking, and a lot of eating. Then, of course, he's the heir to the Hyatt hotel chain. And how many illegals do you think he's helping house? Zero. And he's got hotels all over Chicago and the suburbs, and not a one in there. But he expects other hotels to take the vouchers and put them up there, and everybody else pay for it, but not him. So he is definitely a frickin' hypocrite. That's the nicest thing I can say about this baboon. Anyways, let's look into some of his other policies here, because he has very, very woke policies. This is why the Democrats love him. Not only because he is against, assault weapons. He'll come after handguns next. You watch, because he's already spoken of that in the past. It's okay for the illegals to walk around with semi-automatics, which we know has happened because the Supreme Court had to rule that it was okay for them to do that because there's nothing in the Constitution. And do we see any Republicans, do we see any Democrats trying to change the Constitution to change that? Nope. So that means anybody that walks across this border can have any firearm they want, and they can buy one because they don't need a background check. They don't need a card in Illinois to carry. They need nothing. And what is Pritzker doing? He's helping, because Pritzker caters to criminals. Hence the Safety Act, no cash bail. What's interesting is he defrauded Cook County of over $330,000, and all he had to do was pay it back, which it took him forever to pay back, if he ever did. Yet there have been 3 or 4 other people that held political positions in Illinois that went to prison for tax fraud, but not him. As a matter of fact, Kim Foxx refused to open an investigation into his activities once they found that out. He had a contractor that's a friend of his that took out those toilets, and somehow this contractor ended up with $9 million in state contracts. Go figure. So he is definitely lining his pockets and his buddies' pockets. He's got his hands in everything, and he had his hands in 2 different COVID testing sites. He was getting money from those during COVID, and then also too, he has his hands in the marijuana industry, which, by the way, Illinois has the highest priced marijuana in the country, and we also are highest taxed in every freaking category, if not the second highest. And then, of course, we just had our gas hike again, amongst many other taxes go up yet again, and you'll be really happy to know that this fat ass jerk has got the 3rd highest unemployment in the country. Woohoo, way to go, Pritzker. You're taking care of your citizens. Absolutely not. And again, the leftists love him, and he is part of the World Economic Forum. His buddies are Klaus Schwab, Bill Gates, and the rest of them, including George Soros. So we have got nothing good that would come of Pritzker getting added to the ballot. Not at all, because whatever Illinois looks like to all of you, that's what this country would look like under him. So we better hope like hell that that doesn't happen. But mark my words, when that convention comes to Chicago for the Democratic National Convention, Pritzker is going to campaign for himself. Watch. I guarantee you he's going to do that, because that's what he's been doing. There's a reason why he's traveled to New Hampshire and to Arizona and other places, talking about, like I said, abortion and everything else that he believes in, because he wants Illinois to be the capital of kill your babies. That's what he wants. Anyways, just thought I would let you guys know that this is who we really have to worry about. Him or Michelle Obama. Like I said, if you get Michelle Obama or Big Mike, more concerning is the fact that Obama's been running the country anyways, as we know. So, Pritzker is ready to step into Biden's shoes at any given moment. We just have to see what the Democrats are going to do, because I do believe this is a possibility. And again, you can say goodbye to this country if that happens. If the Democrats keep hold of the White House, we're doomed. We'll never, ever get out of it. We are so far gone now, it's not funny. And there are still 3 things that Biden could do while he's in office that would be really devastating to this country. That is in a different video. That's it for right now, you guys. Until next time, this is Terry signing off.